used to that A-type personality and the just like super fast-paced lifestyle. And with Corey, he's super shy, conservative. He is more safe.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Doing you guys Temptation Island Part 2. We are dealing with Erin and dealing with Corey. You know what? I'm gonna need Corey to get some balls. Okay, I know he's a sensitive type, but he needs to grab these balls by the hand and by the scruff of the neck and say, "Hey, I am worthy." You understand, right? Because what I'm seeing from him is a lot of self-pity and a lack of confidence, and that is unattractive.
Woo! That's 5.
My confidence does get chiseled away by Erin's exes being professional athletes, you know, going, living the limelight, having all these parties. So of course I feel a little...
You understand? Look at me with my buck tee with a gap in it. I'm still confident, baby. I'm still the sexiest man alive, baby. Okay, aside Idris Elba, because he's really sexy. Anyway, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notifications that are up. Loads, we appreciate you. And for those of you who are returnees, well, you got the minerals. You got the minerals. All right, guys, it's a mazzoline, guys. Stay hydrated. All right, cool. Let's get into the thing. So with Erin and Corey, I think watching them, there's so many things that are going on. Number one, the first thing I want to point out is when they started dating, there was a power dynamic. And that makes a huge difference to how people perceive and see people. For instance, whilst I'm on YouTube, if someone doesn't know me before YouTube or only knows me from YouTube, they may have an elevated viewpoint to how they see me, and when they finally meet me, I'm completely different to how they perceive me to be, especially if I'm going to be in a relationship with them.
And Corey was actually my boss. I was just like, this guy is the most attractive guy I've ever seen.
Give me a hand. I'll slingshot you.
I think she's a little crazy,
But when you meet someone at work, there is a power dynamic, which is he's your manager, you are the employee, or you are the subordinate. And when that happens, it can look like that person's really attractive, sexy, handsome, assertive, confident. They are about it, and they may be at work, but that doesn't translate into a relationship. And so just looking at the way that Erin is, she's come off the back of a football career. She played D1, like she really loved her career, and I think it sounded like it maybe finishing the career either ending early or maybe not going to the heights that she wanted to go to. It feels like she hasn't finished, like there's an unfinished business with her, right? And therefore it plays into her relationship. Okay, so she's used to dating athletes, yeah, and yet she's the one that's insecure. She's used to dating athletes, but she calls him the conservative one, the safe one, the shy one, and yet she's the one that actually feels insecure about their relationship. How? Well, maybe...
I feel like I struggle with so many insecurities that I've brought into our relationship, and I feel like I've been very negative, and like, I don't know, I feel like I push you away, and
what you've seen amongst athletes, so it's almost like a double whammy. Like I will say this, like you can hold a dichotomy of thoughts in your mind. Stay hydrated. You can hold a dichotomy in your mind. The dichotomy is that when you the dichotomy is when you feel insecure when you're seeing the fact that you've been around certain mandem, right? You've been around certain mandem who move in a certain way, and that has opened your eyes to way that certain men move in relationships. Yet at the same, and that can make you insecure because you know what the darkness is. And once you know what the darkness is, it can make it very hard for you to operate in light without feeling like the darkness is around the corner. What do I mean by this? The classic example I always give this is Liam Neeson in Taken. When his daughter wants to go to Paris, it's not a big deal. But the problem is he's been in the dark world and he knows how the world reacts and moves. And because he knows the dark world, he now tells her to take precaution. He has to even follow her to Paris. You understand? Because he's experienced something dark and he cannot forget the darkness. And that causes an insecurity and doesn't allow you to be secure in your position. Okay, now I'm not saying that's exactly her thing. It may be her insecurity came from when she was in another relationship or when she was with family. But being around pro athletes, I can imagine how you can see it as being unfaithful or even not even as, you can see unfaithful behavior and you might consider yourself one of the lads, but what you saw doesn't change the fact that you are a woman. dating a man, and so therefore you can feel a certain type of way when you go into relationships, right? But she makes the point that she wants a certain type of male. She wants an assertive male, right? Especially after being a footballer herself and obviously dating pro athletes, she wants that assertive male. He is not that guy. He is not that guy at all. And I mean at all. He's not that guy. He's made it abundantly clear that he's not that guy. And that's so important to understand, because he's never going to be that guy. He's never going to be it. The type of man that he is, he's never going to be that kind of guy for her. Okay, he's a chill back guy, safe as she puts it, conservative as she puts it, shy guy that will always be mine. Love me, love me, love me. Anyway, so he's always going to be that guy. Okay, and that's where the trouble starts. When women and men are used to a level of dysfunction, when they meet functionality, it becomes an issue. Am I saying that she's not entitled to an assertive man? No, because actually an assertive man is very attractive, and she should want that. Stay hydrated. She should want that. She should want a guy that's assertive. She should want a guy that is wanting to take control. Like she said, her thing for her is that he doesn't take the reins. And I really believe the reason why he doesn't take the reins is simply because he doesn't know how to keep good, effective boundaries. He's a people pleaser. It's scary how many men you see that say, he's a people pleaser. Okay, he's a people pleaser. If you listen to his language that he uses, he's a people pleaser. He lacks confidence and self-esteem. He said quite clearly...
Is that really,
Your happiness is what I care about most.
Okay.
I see you holding back emotion.
I'm concerned about her happiness when they were talking at the fire camp place. And to a point, they were asking him about, obviously, how you feel. And he was like, I'm only concerned about her happiness. What about yours? It's very similar to what we said in Married at First Sight when I'm dealing with Vincent. When you are so concentrated on on the other person and not yourself, that selflessness is actually very selfish, because you rob the opportunity of the other person to be able to care about you the same way. Okay, it's an active dualistic behavior. You have to operate in a relationship in a way that gives the opportunity to the other person to also be able to serve you too, okay? And so she feels like she's leading a relationship at points. She's having to enter into her masculine energy. Now, being a pro athlete, you'd have to enter into that competitive, drive, ambitious, pushing always harder kind of environment where there's a lot of testosterone that runs around, right? Even, I'm guessing around women, obviously that might be a bit more estrogen, but that same drive, masculine energy that requires you to be driven, ambitious, striving for your goals, strengthening your body, strengthening your like I said, your vision and where you want to go with stuff. It's all about the masculine energy, because it's all about executing. It's all about taking effective decision making, stuff like that. You use that masculine energy for that. Am I saying she's a man? No. I want you to hear me correctly. If you're new to my channel, I use these terms all the time. Masculine energy is to do with what you use to do a certain action. So the masculine energy here is that you use it to execute, you use it to be direct, you use it to lead, you use it to give and to sacrifice and protect and to serve. Okay, they all come in with the masculine energy, and everybody has masculine and feminine energy, and depending on which one you lean on the most, you'll see it come out in your actions. Now she sounds like she wants to enter into her femininity. Stay hydrated. She sounds like she wants to, but with him, she can't do that because he doesn't enter into his masculinity. He's too soft. You understand? Yeah? And like I said, I always see myself in these people. Like, I'm learning to try and be out of that. I'm learning to try and come out of that. Do you know what I'm saying? Right? But there's parts of you that will just never change. The feminine energy is concerned with the emotions, the creativity. You understand? The receiving. Okay, the surrendering, the manipulation of things, and that manipulation is not always a bad thing in this particular case. Like, if you're to manipulate clay, it's not a bad thing. You're shaping it. So it's concerned with those things. And what he's given at the moment, at one point he goes, he feels belittled by the fact that she has friends and stuff who are in the pro athlete world.
I'm like having all these parties, so of course I feel a little belittled. I want to prove that I'm not her exes. I am the better man of those guys. If you see me open up to someone,
and I'm like, brother, you need to get some balls. Have confidence. My belly's going off there. Have confidence in your swag. Have confidence in your what do you call it? Have confidence in your. have confidence in yourself, man. Believe you're the ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let her look. Notice that she hasn't done anything. It's her circumference that she's around that's making him feel intimidated. Do you understand? Right, bro? Like, she liked you. She wanted to be with you. That says a lot. She thinks you're the sexiest man that she's met. Brother, lead. And stop, don't let yourself grab some confidence, okay? He said even his confidence feels like it's been chipped away thinking about her past exes. Sir, you are sounding like me at 17, 18. Get it together. Grab your kahunas. Okay, you are a good-looking man. Be confident. Sounds like his confidence is being shaped by what he may have achieved versus what he thinks that they have achieved. My friend, this girl chose you for a reason. Hold it down. You know what I'm saying? Stop letting them see you sweat. Like, I keep seeing him, and I'm like, blood, you're letting everybody see you sweat, bro. Why you letting them see you sweat? Don't let them see you sweat. Get be serious and know that, bud, you are the ish. You know what I'm saying? But also, if you look at her description of him, it's interesting. Like, she says, safe, conservative, shy. Okay? Now, conservative is not really a bad thing. Shy is not really a bad thing. But safe. And it sounds like she's having a war within herself about choosing the adventurous man and the shy guy. And that's the issue she's having at the moment. She doesn't know how to turn off that side of her that wants the adventurous guy, or the guy that leads, or the assertive guy, to go with the shy guy. She doesn't know how to turn it off. And she likes this guy. She loves Corey. She knows he's good for her, but she's unable to turn it off because the insecurities need somewhere to hide. And there's nowhere to hide, because when we deal with insecurities, it deals with I'm going to say masculine energy, is about protection. When you ooze as much masculine energy, it begins to protect the feminine energy. All right, it makes the person feel safe. What I believe she's looking for here, almost is she wants a type A personality. She said, but I think with her insecurity, she's gonna need more than just a type A. She almost needs a daddy figure. Because that's what you're gonna need to reverse what you're talking about. She needs counseling, basically, But the kind of guy you're gonna keep going for, okay, is the kind of guy that's gonna make you feel great, but will not handle your insecurities correctly, okay, right? He needs to communicate, because that's what she said. He needs to communicate more. But she has insecurities. That means that she begins to drive him away. That speaks to me volumes. Your insecurity makes you drive him away. That tells me a lot about what this particular insecurity could be. Because if your insecurity is making you drive that person away, okay, normally there's two things. Insecurity will want to pull them in, or insecurity to push them away. Push them away often indicates that you don't feel worthy enough. You feel like you're going to hurt the person, so you push them away, right? So where's the hurt going to come from? Liking someone who's not the type that you need to like? Choosing a guy, or stay hydrated, because you can feel it. You can feel that someone's not quite right with you. She needs counseling. She needs time to have therapy, bruv. And it's coming from the fact that about her footballing career. And we'll deal with that in episode 2, okay? Right? So her fear of losing what's good, because she understands that she has something good in her hands, but the trouble is she's unable to translate that into securing it all the way down. She's convinced, but she hasn't secured it all the way down. And like I said, it's because the other thoughts that come into her mind is, he can't handle me. He can't, he's a shy guy. I need more than this. You know what I'm saying? Those thoughts keep coming into her mind, although she sees as a great guy. My suggestion would be that she just separate. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm being honest with you, because you're not going to stop that unless you get the counseling and therapy within that relationship. It's not going to stop that. Okay, because he's not going to change the way he puts you on a pedestal unless he too also gets some therapy or some knowledge in there, right? The whole point of it is that, look, the whole point is this as well. Him like Erica are very similar. They're eroding the boundaries of self. You need to have your own boundaries of self so that we can have you and me. At the moment, it's you attaching yourself to her. It seems like, right? Like, his whole ethos is her, and it shouldn't be. You can't make somebody in your relationship an idol. You're putting them on a pedestal to be a god, and that person knows they cannot be God. They're not perfect. They know they can't handle that kind of pressure. It's too much. Stop putting me on a pedestal. Stop doing it. Man them, if you're watching this, stop putting gal on pedestal. Women, stop putting men on pedestal. Nobody's a god. They are normal human beings. They're great, but they're not a god. And that's the similar thing that Erica's also dealing with. So yeah, guys, that was my little situation I wanted to just break down for them. You know, I think as they go on, we're gonna see some more stuff come out. But yeah, it's peak for him, because he the way he talks and the language he uses, it's not confident at all. He's lacking that self-esteem. Guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notifications that are up. Lows, we appreciate you, and just make sure you stay locked and stay loaded as well. And if you're a returnee, you already know the model, baby. You got the middle rows. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Stay hydrated, baby.